The mindless slaughter of thousands of cows. Okay, really we only had like 150. But LaFlossie's killing cows because this world is a little bit interesting right now. So, as per usual, when is Minerva not having server problems? This is the 6 gigabyte RAM server that we have. We paid $205 for it, server members raised money, and it was a super big success. And it is capable of running 20 ticks per second, which is the fastest it can. With this iron farm running at max speed, we were getting 20 TPS. I'm just checking if I have VSync. And right now, we're getting at about 13. Flossie's going to test after the cows have been killed. I was running this on Spigot earlier, and we were getting 20 ticks per second very nicely in all areas, while farming dark oak trees and everything. Yeah, you see that? The lag is also tremendous. I have no idea if this is related to the poor performance or what, but that's its own problem. So, 13 ticks per second is what I got at spawn. I also got 13 ticks per second in our sorting system. I also got 13 ticks per second during the entire 151 seconds I was farming dark oak trees, which you'd imagine we'd be getting 7 or 8 or less during that time. So that's what really got me thinking, like, what is wrong with this world? And truthfully, I wish I had an answer for you. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, look at this place. It is not easy on a world, or not easy on a computer. It's thousands and thousands of hoppers and chests and entities, and it's pretty bad. I run it at 30 frames per second, which is low for me. And that's just sitting in here. And we worked our asses off to keep it down. So yeah, that right there, I don't even have to like calculate to know that that's about 11 or 12 ticks per second, which is very bad. That means like, if the world is running that slow, then all of our farms are slower, everything takes twice as long, sorting items in the sorting system takes twice as long. Here, I'll grow a dark oak tree in just a second here, just to show just how bad this is. Also, don't know where this horse came from. Not a clue. Don't even know if he's tamed. But let's hop in here and take these firework rockets off. Let's grow some trees just to demonstrate how slow this makes the world. You hear that? If you've ever heard a comparator clock before, it should be faster than that. So that didn't actually look too bad, I'm not gonna lie. And it's really, like, it seems fast, but you can also see right there how it's just kind of choppy and uneven, and the server's just having a really bad time keeping up with this. And it's slow and it's hard to play, and I just saw in my recording it completely stopped. So, yeah, it's bad. I'm really not sure why that is, but it really makes it hard to make videos when the world that that you play on, you can't actually do stuff on. It's hard to record videos on a world that isn't playable. So, yeah. What I'm going to do today, however, is I'm going to head to spawn. I cleaned it up in a couple episodes ago, 2 or 3 episodes ago, and there was something that I wanted to finish, but I wasn't able to on that day. So let's head over to the iron storage and see what I have in mind. Here's something you don't get to see every day. I haven't actually cooked anything in this furnace array for quite some time. Any second now, that furnace minecart thing, hopper minecart, will be sent off, and in just a moment we should see these things light up. Yay, there they go. This thing, if you aren't aware, is purely fueled by sticks coming in from our witch huts, and since this has been full for a long time, we've actually been building them up in shulker boxes, so we have quite a few sticks. So we're over here at the iron farm, and one interesting thing, to me at least, is that this is completely full. Wow, people just don't craft anymore. Is this all just going into lava right now? Yep, okay. So we're not making any iron. Yay. Might as well not even have that running. But one thing I wanted to do was put indicator lights for this up here. After looking at this, I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this. I don't know if having the indicator light down here would be smartest, or if I want to just... Oh, I have an idea. That could work. Alright, I'll try some stuff out. Can't promise anything, but one thing I wanted to do was just kind of label it with signs at least to show at the very top just how many items this is, because this first column, I have all the numbers worked out right here, but to demonstrate these numbers, I'm going to need some item frames. Do you think I can get to spawn with just 4 rockets left? Pro Noob believes in me. Look at that, only made it in 7. I had 9 to start. But now that I have these item frames, I will be able to easily-ish indicate kind of what I'm trying to say here. I think I'm going to display an image right now on the screen of some numbers that I've marked out on a pad of paper. And what I want to do is a little bit secret, but I'm going to need these numbers to indicate what I want to show. Alright, let's start with lining these chests down here. This is why I can't actually use signs, because I want to put them in the same block. Alright, now that I have those in place, I'm going to need an anvil and some iron. Gee, I wonder where I can get some of that, huh? Pay no attention to the fact that I have no hearts left. What we got here is a bunch of item frames. Why do I have a bunch of item frames? Well, first off, you can only see up to that one, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But what this should be able to do is when these lights are on, it means that the entire column is full. And then what these do is they kind of give you a benchmark for the rows. So this bottom left chest, if full, you will have 101,952 items. And that's how many is in here and the hopper behind it. If I just squeeze in there, you know. So what we've just done on the server, somebody just asked me, how much iron do we have? I'm like, well, that's perfect. We're not filled up here. So that means that we have about 1,427,328 because they've started flowing in this next column. And it is completely full up to here. So that means you can estimate. We have 305 plus 1427. So we got about 1,732,000 blocks. That's rough estimate because I'm not even accounting for these blocks up here. But, you know, that way it'll just give us a nice little indication of exactly how much iron we have. And I personally think this looks a lot better than just a wall of chests where you can just kind of guesstimate. And I think that'll be pretty cool. Of course, I can't have any indicating lights for the rows going across here because that would be a little too complicated. I can only put these down here. But that should be pretty simple. The plan is I might have to actually use observers where I'll be reading from the comparator up here through the packed ice, and then that'll probably just go into kind of an observer chain maybe, and then there will be a piston that forgets its block that powers on the hopper. Now before I proceed, I'm probably going to have to craft a bunch of this iron, so yeah. Wow, do I feel stupid. This is legitimately embarrassing. I blocked this water stream just so I could work here without it spilling. So all of this iron I just crafted has been completely wasted. That was like 30,000 blocks. I mean, it's not, you know, a big deal, but wow. Huh. That's... Okay, I got nobody to blame but myself for that one. My bad. I have wired up exactly one of these indicator lights. So pretty simply what happens is the light goes on when there's an item in it, and then you take it off, yeah, the light goes off. Put the items back in, and the light goes back on. This is going to be a pain to show you in survival, so let's hop into spectator mode, and that's pretty much it. Basically it just triggers an observer line, and then that goes there. Pretty straightforward, just, you know, powers the block, rail, updates the observer, powers the block, updates the rail, powers the, yeah. And then I'll just be alternating between powered rails and activator rails going along here. And that should pretty much wire up this whole thing nice and neatly. Look at all these little faces just staring at me, ready to receive their block to update them as they're told to power my piston. Also, fun fact about observers, because you place them like in the direction like the opposite that because you're placing them towards their input and then behind you is their output, I actually get to build this whole thing backwards. So it kind of feels a little weird because I have to come in from I have to come in from below down here and place all these blocks like so. Kind of quirky, but it works. A lot of people think this is like backwards is like a bad thing. I don't really mind it. I kind of like this. I don't know, I was gonna say I wish pistons did what they kind of do. I don't know, it's just, I prefer it. Not a big deal. Makes it pretty easy. In fact, building backwards is like a legitimate tactic for most things anyway. So, yeah, whatever. I think this is just about the smallest design I've ever made for indicator lights. This is kind of tiny, and it just so worked out so that all the pistons are retracted. The first one shouldn't be, but that's an easy fix. So as I go through and put all these blocks in place, all of them should be displaying an accurate number, or an accurate status for their chests live. Like I said, this one I'm going to need to update. Is that going to work? I don't actually think so. No. This one I need to update by hand, so I'm going to go ahead and take these items out. Put those items back in. Then I realized that didn't do anything, so I'm just going to do that. Okay. So now it's off, right? On. But when I place this, I need it to not update that rail. Okay. I'm going to go down there and just kind of trigger the piston by hand. Because this is kind of annoying. Look. Yeah. Yeah! Alright, observers. Take that. Also, if I don't put this back, the entire elevator breaks. I don't know where that's going to go. We're good. We're good. Alright, the lights are on, as they should be. This one's not on, because it's not full. You can see it's not full. So, that'll be pretty nice. And I think that's just about done. I got to clean this up a little bit. In 3, 2, and just like that, we have this nice, neat little array where you can easily see the items and exactly how many we have as kind of a live projection. I say projection because the way these numbers pop out, to me, is just a lot nicer of a font and kind of image than signs are. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do for that. I might just set up like maybe some kind of half-assed staircase here. That's going to be way too much. I'm not really sure. Slabs are the wrong way to go. But yeah, that should be pretty easy actually. Let's try out a staircase. Alright, this makes it accessible, but I don't like how intrusive it is. Maybe somebody will come up with a better solution, or if we had jump boost in this area, you could easily check it out. Not really a big deal, but I'm going to leave it as it is now, just assuming people won't care. Seeing as you've got the full figure down here anyway, you probably shouldn't need the top one. And if you can do basic math, you know it's about 700,000. I think this is good enough here. I'm going to deal with this lighting situation now. Alright, and the lighting is pretty much done. I just went for sea lanterns in the floor, and I just need 4 more pieces of white glass at some point, or light gray, whatever this is. White glass at some point. Not sure when I'm going to get that. Probably not right now. I hope you enjoyed this little mini episode. Next up, we should be working on a guardian farm. Not entirely sure what we're going to do for that yet, but we're a little unsure. So I think we got a design settled on right now. It's going to be an XP-based design, but you'll see it in the episode, so I'm not going to spoil too much. But I hope you enjoyed this little mini episode. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching.